6. The Power of Thought and Thought Power. The 10th of April 2016. 11:30 a.m. Ancient wisdom defined the human mind as Shatha Markatasya Manushya Manas. A Sanskrit Subhashita says, Markatasya Surapanam, Madhye Vrishchika Danshanam, Tanmadhye Bhutha Sanchero, Yadva Tadva Bhavishyati, Adi Shankaracharya. Further, it is a monkey, the human mind is a monkey and it is mad and fully drunk and whose conscious is the picnic spot for the ghost and it was bit by poisonous scorpion on its ass. If such a monkey enters a home, what can happen? My understanding, mind is a monkey and it is a mad monkey, fully drunken, and become a resting and playing place for the ghost, whose asshole is bitten by a deadly poisonous scorpion, and its tail was torched with burning fire and become a cinder. Further, it is holding a mirror in its hand, and with this state if it enters a home, can we imagine what can happen to the sweet home by such a monkey? Pundits of world order, of Ela class with a standing ovation, in a single voice of chorus, declares that the source and root cause of all the evils of the world in the past and present civilization was and is originated from the mind alone, and the mind is the greatest power possessed by man. Human. 5. Continued at 1:50 p.m. The 10th of April 2016. That any kind of power can be harnessed. That any kind of wild can be balanced. That any kind of wild can be tamed. That any kind of volcanoes and fire can be extinguished. That any kind of tornadoes can be neutralized. Possibility. That any kind of flood can be streamlined. But the world's greatest pundits have lifted their hands up towards the harnessing solution of human mind. Certainty with their beliefs and faith that the mind cannot be tamed, cannot be balanced and cannot be harnessed. The world is in despair and every civilization became invertendo to find the wisdom of pearls in their ancient wisdom about handling of mind, the human mind. When such a state was perceived 72 generations prior to Raja Dasharatha by an Indian yogi, and he mastered over it, and by using the very same mind as a wonderful instrument to ascend a scale the height of spiritual emancipation, reaching the central region, and is still sailing, swimming, in the center itself till now. This gave birth to an altogether new kind of science and engineering principles, and this has been named as Brahma Vidya. For the practical principles of the Brahma Vidya, a leaf was taken out, and the taken out leaf of principle is Yoga Shastra. Out of the Yoga Shastra principles, the supreme principle is the Raj Yoga in its original and pure form. Raj Yoga means using only the thought power. Thought power means the present day world uses it in a limited sense, the power which is born out of the usage of brain power and mind power. But it is not so. I am using this term called thought power. It is in its exalted original supreme state. That is, when the time was matured for the first stir, beneath the ultimate, the Bhuma, that power or engineering, which is utilized for the process of maturity to affect the first stir and became the core energy in the first stir, and that is the energy which I am naming as thought power. The mind is so powerful. Why? Because it has the same element as the first stir, and it can be tamed by any other power or energy in the universe. This power was named as thought power by Sri Babuji Maharaj. With the help of that thought power only he unveiled that very ultimate, and he unveiled the knowledge of the ultimate in the form of efficacy of Raj Yoga in the light of Sahaj Marg, in the form of towards infinity, and the states of which to be tamed are harnessed or can be harnessed by way of the 10 commandments, maxims of Sahaj Marg. With the same thought power, He declared the dawn of the reality, and named it as reality at dawn. And in 6. Order to answer the theology, he experienced and expressed the thought power in the form of Sahaj Marg philosophy. When the voice of the real to be made to be heard, he gave the voice real to harness and to harvest from the thought power. He himself stood as an example and a role model. And the proof is in the form of Autobiography of Ramchandra, Volume 1. As a disciple, rest of the revelations and intercommunications, directions and executions, shaping the world conscious and order, which was done by the thought power only, which was expressed by him by thought alone in the rest of the volumes of Autobiography, ASA. Master. And the physical proof of the manifestation of thought power in application. Utilization, and the result is the manifestation. Creation of Sri Raghavendra Rao Sahib, which stands as a no parallel and no second. Sri Babuji Sahib put effect, the Layavastha in Brahman, only in him. I.e. Raghavendra Rao. The second example, which is the robust example from the viewpoint of the world, is the present-day knowledge and form. The present-day and the modern engineering and technology. The present-day medical and biological sciences and engineering, which are standing tall and shaping the world by uniting them intellectually. By zeroing down the distance through the computer science and engineering. No human facet of life is away and beyond the scope of present-day sciences. This is the standing proof and ovation for the utilization of the thought power, which has the power to shorten and dissolve the distance and which can work in real time and whose benefits are reaped by the mankind in abundance. If the same thought power, if used wrongly, badly, it can produce mass destructive men in the form of dictators, who can in return wage countless wars and can bring down untold misery, untenable agony upon the mankind. And we have ample proofs in the history and mythology. This thought power is available exclusively only to the mankind, exclusively to his lot, and it is the inheritance which he got from the ultimate or the Almighty God.